All right, last big section here, and then we can get to the Q&A and I can take a really big drink of water. Advanced analytics. I want to kind of set the standard here that we all have pretty much the same access to data. It's either third party or it's first. So you either are working with softwares that are manipulating the data in the way that they think makes the most sense. They're scraping it from Amazon, or you have first party data where you're getting it directly from Amazon. It's really important to know because there's only so much you can do with it. So I really like to stick with the fundamentals, and I trust Amazon typically more than I trust tools. So what I'm talking about here is everything we have really good access to. So search query report in Seller Central, brand metrics, advertising console in Amazon Stream within PackView or other providers. Brand metrics is one of my favorite rollouts within advertising console because it actually allows us to get great comparisons to our category. So go into ad console, click on brand metrics. Here's a high level viewpoint of what this looks like. What it gives you is your organic and advertising conversion rate for your category. So my little blue squares are off, which is driving me insane. But as you can see for this brand, 41% conversion rate, category average is 33, category tops 51. That helps us benchmark a lot when it comes to advertising decisions. If I were to see my average conversion rate is a lot lower than category, I shouldn't be spending more money. I need to fix my root problem, which is conversion rate before anything else. So this is an amazing view to really help us make better decisions. And a lot of people don't realize you can get pretty granular with your searches. So I went into brand metrics, typed in cheese because I sell a cheese product. And I was like, oh, cheese slicers is a category. How weird. And I dove into it and I can see directly here that my brand is converting a lot better than category average. So that's a good indicator. I should be spending money on ads and I should be investing a lot in rank. I like to look at a month's set of data because that way I kind of have a more wider scope. If something happens like Prime Day, I may change that. Data is not available in category top because it's a very limited category, but seeing this data helps me make better decisions and identify problems. Again, if I see that my conversion rate is so much lower, I shouldn't be spending money. Advertising does not improve your conversion rate unless you get a lot more reviews from it. Then there's, a key piece there, but have good conversion rate before you spend money. Now, the second favorite thing I've been playing around with is search query. So this is under Seller Central, brand analytics. It's a new dashboard, which allows us to see performance on the search term level, which is super awesome. A caveat is if you have multiple ASINs, it's showing you this data across your brand. So you're not getting it on the ASIN level, but if we stick with the same concept of cheese slicer, not only can I see how I'm converting compared to my category, but I'm also able to see how I'm converting on the search term level compared to category. So that's super, super important. All you have to do is some really quick math. They don't give it to you, but take, your clicks versus your purchases for your brands and figure out what that is. Then clicks versus purchases for your total. And that's going to give you on the search term level how your data is comparative. And then if you want to get into a really lucrative, I don't know if lucrative is the right word, it's not that exciting, but if you want to get into a really specific rank strategy, you could start targeting your rank campaigns and overlaying the data with your brand share. So I can see cheese slicer 14% brand share now. Let's go in and absolutely up all of my bids, all of my budgets, dominate the category, and let's see if I grow my brand share. That's a really cool way. And if you're growing your brand share, it's an indicator you're going to be increasing your overall rank. So this is a really fun thing to look at. Here's kind of the summary of that data. Category level data pulled from brand metrics. I'm converting 11% better than category average. On the search term level, I'm converting, still much better than category average. So it's a great way once you've identified your main keywords to kind of break down into pain points. Not very scalable. So for all my large brands, it's really not fantastic. But for everyone who is trying to identify weaknesses or they're focusing on 80-20, it's a great way to take your number one products, identify tacos discrepancies, and then go in and kind of overlay this rank and conversion data. Now, the last and probably most exciting update we've seen from Amazon, I would say, is Amazon Marketing Stream. Now, the reason I love this update is because one of the more controversial subjects I get asked for the last 4 years of doing this is, what are my opinions on day parting? And I've never loved it because we aren't a purchase intent model. If people click on our ads, it doesn't matter if it's midnight or 4 a.m. or noon, they clicked on our ads because they want to purchase, which is really cool. Like that's a blessing in our ends because it makes our job a lot easier. Another weakness of day parting was we were never given actual access to the data. All of that has recently changed with Amazon Marketing Stream. So Amazon Marketing Stream actually gives us the data on a push-based model near real time. So that's a bunch of fancy words, but what it means is we now have access to all of the data and insights that everyone has been scraping and trying to populate for the last 2 years. So this has been rolled out, I think, in the last few weeks, but it makes advertising strategy quite a bit powerful. It's still in its infancy, and I'll show kind of a weakness in it right here. So as you can see, we have our cost per click data. Almost everyone knows CPCs are higher in the morning and lower in the afternoon. This is a really big difference. You can see CPCs spike closer to $20 here. Late at night, they're at $8.50. So in theory, if you want to drive efficiency, you're only going to advertise at the end of the day. Now, weakness in that is if we look at the exact same data, exact same keyword, we can see sales are a lot lower at the end of the day as well. So we may just be cutting off opportunity for top line sales, and low sales are fantastic if they're super efficient, but if those numbers don't average out appropriately, that can be really dangerous. So anyone who's asked about day parting, now is the time to potentially hop on it if you have the right partners. A partner like PackView has had amazing ways to manipulate the data, and they're starting to come out with a lot more insights. But more than anything, Stream aside, this goes to show that Amazon wants to give us more data. They know it's a more competitive environment. They know that advertisers are having to be more strategic, and they are giving us a lot more data that's going to help us capitalize on the opportunity with the platform. So even if this doesn't make sense, I personally haven't, rolled out too much any day parting actually across any of our brands because of discrepancies like this, but you have the data. And as a brand owner, that's incredibly powerful because it's going to help us make much better decisions. So if you have any questions about PackView and day parting, also feel free to reach out on that. But